with an Isery though. You feel me? Nah.
Nah.
They're gonna be checking. Nigga, but why I keep fucking up? Fucking bitch.
Would you kill for me? Would you die for me? Would you take the stand and put your right hand on the holy book and tell a lie for me? If I robbed the bank, would you drive for me? When I'm at war and it's me against the world, will you stand right here beside me? Will you hold it down? Cause I met a few and they never do. To tell the truth, I never felt what Cupid arrows do. Love is scary, you gotta jump to fly. It ain't no parachutes. Will we fall in love or will we fall apart? Only God knows, but it's safe to say a nigga fell for you. You know what it is, you got that head that got me so head over heels. The pussy so wet it got gills. Baby, you bad, you red in $2 bills. But still, the thing I love most about you is how you so real. You got me feeling things I never thought I could feel for real. God damn, you got that vibe.
Man, what's good? Y'all tapping into another episode of Urban Moguls B. Right here, we dropped the most game. Man, we right here with a real special guest. Before I introduce him, I need y'all to go to that subscribe button. You feel me? Hit that notification bell. And then hit that like button, you feel me? But look, man, we right here with the one and only Mud Baby, you feel me? He goes by the name of LEW, you know what I mean? What's up with it, boy?
What's up with you, brother? Nice to see you.
Yeah. Man, so, we right here on Urban Moguls B, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing, brother.
Nervous?
You know what I'm saying? I'm nervous, you know what I'm saying? Always want to put my best foot forward, so.
Yeah, no, facts. Hell yeah. So, for the people who don't know you, go ahead and let them know what you do and what's your ethnicity and a little bit about yourself.
Man, I'm Puerto Rican and black. I'm from Oakland, California. I'm a rapper, singer, producer, graphic designer, dancer, damn near, you feel me?
Hell yeah.
I do everything, you know what I'm saying? I pride myself on my talent more than anything. I think of myself as the greatest rapper from Oakland.
Okay,
So,
hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I feel you. So specifically, what is it that is like your label, your status? You feel me? Because you do all these things, but what is that one thing that you are known for?
I'm an author, brother.
You're an author,
I'm an author, you
or
know
a poet?
I'm a poet, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so being a lyricist, that's my main thing.
Right on.
Being a lyricist.
Hell yeah. So, being from Oakland, what part of Oakland are you from?
I'm from East Oakland.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Deep or?
Hell nah, brother.
Hell nah, brother.
Nah, we grew up in a cool community, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not rich, but not down bad either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I grew up in a family with two parents, brother, sister. So, you know, we came up cool.
Yeah. And what the parents do? Like, talk a little bit about your household. You know what I mean? You the oldest, the youngest?
I'm the youngest of three.
Right.
My brother's 30, he just turned 38. My sister's 32.
Yeah.
I'm 24. My father, he's a janitor at Roosevelt Middle School.
Dope.
And my mom, she runs a small daycare at her house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the household like? You know, janitors like kind of like 9 to 5, right? So everybody's scheduled a little bit different in that household, right? So maybe you might have both parents there at all times by the time you get home, or what was that like?
Yeah, so my mom, the thing about her, she be working all day, so 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't really get to spend much time with her much until after hours.
Yeah.
My pops, he get home at like 3 p.m.
Right.
So it was always easy to he would pick me up from school and shit.
Right.
Yeah, my brother and sister, they was always out doing their own shit. But we always was close though.
Yeah.
You know, on the weekends we always spent
All the
time
brothers
together.
and everybody?
I got a brother and a sister.
Yeah. But
So-
you guys were all close? Yeah.
Yeah, hella close. Them was like I look at them as like my teammates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're my dogs. Yeah.
So who's your role model? Was it your older brother or your pops, or what was that like?
I'm not gonna lie, in my family, it's like a real community. So I look at all the older males as my role models.
Yeah.
So my brother-in-law, my brother, my dad, my older cousins, we like a really close-knit family. So all the I'm the youngest out of my generation.
Yeah.
So I always had them all to look up to. So I learned about my music taste from them. I learned about girls from them. I learned about everything pretty much.
Right. No, I'm the same way, bro. I'm the youngest in my family too. And it says a lot about you because, you know, watching your videos on Instagram and just seeing the way you carry yourself, you're kind of like OG spirit, you feel me?
Yeah,
And
right.
you got a lot of wisdom and stuff like that. Is that from hanging around older people all the time and being around your pops and brother-in-law and brother and all them, or where'd you get that side from?
I think it is, to be honest, because I'm the youngest by a lot, so all I ever did was spend time around adults, really.
Yeah.
I didn't really spend much time around other kids my age.
Right.
So everything I learned about was from like an adult perspective. And me, like, I spend a lot of time on YouTube watching videos of like old people talk about life and shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's my favorite thing to do, so that's where I get a lot of my game from.
Yeah, get to pick game and you know, you can relate to some shit.
Yeah.
Now being Puerto Rican and black, what is that like? You know, there's a lot of ethnicity all over the Bay Area, and they all interact. That's the beauty about the Bay Area. It's not like a lot of different places where, you know, a lot of people, they stay to their own kind, or, you know, but everybody interacts. And you being, you know, black and Puerto Rican, what was that like?
I think that shit was dope because, like you said, everybody interacts. So for me, I got to get the best of like both worlds. So I learned about like rapping and music and shit from like my black friends and my black family. And then from like my Puerto Rican side of the family, that's more like the cultural shit you learn about, you know, like outside in the world.
Yeah.
But I always had like hella Mexican friends. I had hella Asian friends. I had black friends, white friends. That's just the beauty. Cause like, I guess I don't look black. I don't look Puerto Rican. Like, people don't really know what I am. So I'm able to like mingle with different groups without being kind of placed in a box.
Right. So I was gonna say, you know, being Puerto Rican black and going through all the you know, BLM movement and stuff like that, how does that affect you? You know what I mean? And I don't want to get like too much into politics and stuff like that, you know, because I don't know if you want to go there or whatnot, but how does that affect you though? You know, with all the movement that was going on and stuff like that, you know, because you half and half.
Yeah, that's the thing. My Puerto Rican side is mad supportive of like Black Lives Matter and shit. A lot of my Puerto Rican family that I haven't really met too much of, they're more like it's called Afro-Latino or something.
Yeah.
So like, you know, they understand that struggle that black people go through.
Right.
And that shit hurts me because my grandmother, you just think back to like the past generations, and you know, she's seen certain stuff that you would never want to see, you know, just through segregation, shit like that. So yeah, I took that very serious. I take that very serious, like social justice.
Yeah.
Like if you go down my Instagram, you see content about that. Like I do hella freestyles about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why I bring it up, because, you know, I go through your stuff before obviously the interview just to get to know you a little bit more. And I see that was something that you talked about freely and also in your raps. And it's some of the dopest lyrics that you actually drop is talking about stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people can relate to it.
That's like mainly, like, when I write that's just straight passion more than it is like trying to sit down and think about what I'm writing.
Yeah,
it
just comes
emotion.
out.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like emotional or like anger?
When the George Floyd thing happened, that was like anger.
Yeah.
Like that shit was for sure emotional for me.
Right.
But nowadays I try to stay away from talking about police or white people, this and that. I try to have more of a unifying message.
Right.
Cause I think that's more effective.
Uplift the people and stuff like that.
Cause at the end of the day, bro, being separated, that's not gonna help nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want my message to be about, you know, we are really just humans.
Right.
And the only way to kind of become a better society is if we learn to put differences aside and accept each other just as people.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, being from Oakland, man, a lot of stuff is going on out there, and you know, every household is different. What were some obstacles that you faced growing up in Oakland, whether it's ups or downs?
For me, like I said, my household was always super close and tight. My parents was always there for us. Like, they may not have had the financial resources to provide this and that, but emotionally, they was there for us.
Right.
So a lot of the stuff I went through, bro, was like, growing up, I always dealt with like depression as a kid. I didn't really know I was depressed until I got older. And I started like doing internal work, looking in the mirror. But even I remember being like 8, 9 years old, feeling like hopeless about the world. You know, And they say that shit is just like chemical imbalances or whatever. I don't know what it is, but depression for me was something I've dealt with for sure.
You looked in the mirror and had to, you know, realize a lot of stuff. What do you mean by that, you know? And you know, a side question besides that too, how do you deal with the depression as well?
Looking in the mirror, I feel like in our day-to-day lives, we kind of distract ourselves from what we feeling internally through whether you drinking, smoking, hanging out with friends, going to school, going to work. Not many people take time in the day to look in the mirror and peel back the layers of who they are and analyze, what do I feel? Why do I feel this way? Where does this thought or belief come from, you know?
Yeah.
Growing up, like you, as a kid, you don't really got a lot of control over the stuff that you learn or the information you take in. So you build up a lot of negative shit growing up. And it's not until you get older and you could take control of your own mind.
Yeah, think for yourself.
Yeah, and peel back those layers and say, well, I'm gonna get rid of this, or I don't like the way I talk to myself.
Right.
Why do I not believe in myself? Why do I have this insecurity? And you just tear yourself down and then build yourself back up how you want to be.
Right.
You know.
Gotta dissect every situation that you kind of face with and look at it for what it is, and
exactly,
compared to all the other shit that comes with it. So how do you deal with depression though? You know, growing up, obviously it's hard to really notice that you got depression until you get older, obviously, like we're talking about, and you gotta think for yourself. But then all the emotion comes with it, you know, and then with depression comes anxiety as well. You know what I mean? I know that personally, you know what I mean? So, but go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. Like you mentioned, the anxiety too. That shit is heavy. I feel like to deal with it, it comes down to like your perception of it. So, I'm under the belief that depression, we could control that.
Right.
Most people don't believe that because you feel like depression is so difficult. It's such a hill to climb. But I think if you do the work every single day and you change how you, like I said, how you talk to yourself.
Yeah.
So a lot of depression comes from hopelessness, and like insecurities about yourself, and you just every day you pick at that. You tell yourself positive affirmations. You do things you enjoy to do.
Right. Whether it is reading quotes or listening to the same song over and over again because it makes you feel some kind of way, right?
For sure, yeah. Like
that.
Anything that you enjoy that makes you feel good, you do it over and over and over again. And you talk to yourself in positive ways. You reinforce those thoughts.
That nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
That's that nostalgia, huh?
Yeah. You remember that?
Yeah, hell yeah. So, you know, growing up in Oakland, what was some things that you was into that kind of, besides family, that kept you on the right path and the right track, you know? Because kids that you might be going to school with, kids that you might be living with, they might be in the streets knee deep or some shit, you feel me?
Yeah, for sure.
Going through what they going through, and you seen it firsthand, you know what I mean? So how you deal with that?
For me, I give a lot of credit to my father. I would say 9 out of 10 friends I had did not have a dad in their house.
Right.
And I give a lot of credit to my dad for always being there for me. And he was always someone that kept my head on straight, because as a kid, you get involved in stuff. Just being a kid, you go do shit that could get you in some serious situations. But he was always there to talk to me, and he's the reason I always kept good friends and good people around me.
Yeah.
And I always had good judgment. You know, if my friends were going out to do this thing, I
fall back.
Yeah, fall back, you know.
Yeah. Gotta know your lane.
Gotta know your lane, bro. Even though I'll be in the hood with my friends, but I was never like a hood person, you know?
Yeah.
So I always knew my limits on how far to go with shit.
Right.
So yeah, really, and on top of that, music kept my mind focused. I always had like goals and dreams to reach for.
Yeah.
So I knew where I wanted to focus my energy.
Right. Well, I mean, with that being said, bro, I was looking at your Instagram and you know, the music. I see obviously the music is big part in your life, being a poet, right?
Yeah.
And obviously you got fans, you got a good following and whatnot. But there was this little girl that you posted on Instagram, and it seemed like she really touched you, like spiritually and stuff like that, and it meant something to you. Go ahead and talk about her. You can say her name. I don't want to say it for you because I don't know if you want to put that out there, but you know, go ahead, talk on it.
Yeah, Bella Grace Gardette. Got her name tatted on me.
Right. Who was she?
That's my baby girl. She's actually my cousin.
Oh,
yeah,
word.
My baby cousin. I didn't get to see her much because she lived kind of far away, but she had a syndrome called the George syndrome.
Right.
So they gave her like she had her lifespan usually for people like that it's like 13, 14, and she lived to 18, which is dope.
Damn.
She was like my biggest fan, you know. In this music industry, you face a lot of uphill climbs and you get told no often. You get doors slammed in your face, you know.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can feel hopeless. But having somebody like that in my corner to always be excited to, oh, when you dropping a new song, or oh, I love that video, you know.
Yeah.
You feel like you're impacting somebody. So she was always somebody that kept me inspired and motivated. Yeah, man, she's always gonna be a part of my journey.
Right. Right on, man. Well, look, y'all need to tap into Lou. Go check him out. His music, his IG. You might catch him jumping out of planes. You might catch him in Spain or Italy, somewhere jumping out of planes, man.
Yeah.
I mean, before we close that out, man, tell us about that experience, actually. You know, jumping out of planes, what was that for? Was that a fear that you were trying to go head-to-head with, or what was that like?
Yeah, skydiving. I went to Switzerland in September, and I went skydiving for the first time in my life.
Life-changing experience?
Life-changing, bro. I'm really scared of heights. I'm not gonna lie. Like that should make my palms sweaty, you know. So like, yeah, we got tickets to go skydiving. So like, months before, I'm already getting anxiety. I'm getting nervous.
Yeah.
They start saying, oh, the weather might be bad, so we can't do it. So I'm feeling better now. Like, oh, we cool. And the day before, they like, oh, weather, clear skies, so we gotta go do it. I'm nervous as hell, bro. So we get there, but the crazy part is, once we get there, all the nervousness and all the fear go away. Because I feel like I accepted my fate, like, all right, I have to do this now.
Yeah.
So we hop on a plane, it's going up, I don't really feel nothing. He opens the side of the plane up.
You feel that wind coming in?
You feel the wind coming, he scoots you over to the edge and your legs are dangling off the plane. And everything is happening so fast, bro, like, there's no fear. We just jump off.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't even know what's going on. We just like spinning, tumbling in the air.
Like backwards or like side
every
or like?
Way, bro, every way. Just, shit was crazy. But in that moment was the least fear I ever felt, and like the most present I ever been in life.
Right.
Like I felt present in the moment. I never felt that before.
And that's just because you were just embracing everything that was going on, or?
Embracing it, because I had to, you know.
Yeah.
And then he opened the little parachute up, and we stabilized. And it's the most beautiful view you could imagine. Most beautiful experience I ever had in my life. Man. So like, I always say like, the best things in life exist on the other end of fear. So anything that make you scared, bro, you just gotta go do it.
Yeah, go head up with it. Well, man, that's actually one of the things on my bucket list, man. Eventually, some point in this life, I'm gonna get there, you feel me? Because I am afraid of heights, you feel me? But I just haven't found the courage to do something like that, you know what I mean? But listening to your story like that kind of, you know, encourages me to be like, go head up with it, you know what I mean? It's good.
I would say do it, bro. You gotta do it.
Hell yeah. Well, look, y'all, we about to jump into part 2. We right here with Lou, you know what I mean? I'm gonna need y'all to go hit that subscribe button, that like button, that notification bell. Y'all tapping into Urban Moguls. Right here, we drop the most game. See you on part 2.